Okay, I hope I'm live. Today is the day of technical difficulties. Honestly, I was actually ready to go live at 7 and the computer decided not to work. The computer's working, but something is up with the streaming program, which if you caught me live on the page today, that is the nightmare that was going on today. What actually happened was our page, the Stamping Lounge, which we were doing mystery stamping on, we actually couldn't go live on it because we do have enough followers, but the account wasn't 60 days old. So we had a last minute change and we had to go live off my page and share it over. So today I have been streaming from my streaming software and it was working fine, but tonight it's gone AWOL. So I have had a day of just technology being a pain. Hey, Carly, how are you? I saw little Murphy. He's so cute. Anyway, so I have come back on. It's been, I feel like I've been at my craft desk all day, really. But I do have the start of a migraine. So I've taken some Panadol after I got off my first live, and I probably will go to bed after this one. I was going to actually reschedule, but I thought it's such a pain to reschedule lives once they're scheduled. That makes no sense. So I thought, no, I'm going to come on and do the live and then go to bed. Hey, Verity. Hey, hello, Leanne. Hey, Mashwari. So, look, I didn't actually. Oh, hey, Cheryl. In Paris. That sounds fun. I hope you're having a croissant. Anyway, I had a funny story and I actually hinted at sharing it in the mystery stamping video, which I'll get to in a second, but I forgot to share with all the questions we were answering about the Stamping Lounge. And it was about this lady, and I had a laugh with Rochelle and Mayashari this week because I was colouring these ladies from one of my favourite stamp sets out of the new catalogue. And what was funny is I don't profess to be good at stamping blends. It's not my total, like, I love stamping blends, but I'm not a pro at it at all. Anyway, I can't find it because I purposely kept the scrap piece to share what I did. So I was colouring this. Hey, Brenton. I was colouring this lady here. I don't know how well you can see it. I'm not sure where it comes into focus, but anyway, she's got lips that, well, they're not really lips. I can't decide. I don't know if you can see on the stamp set instead, but she doesn't have, there's not a line in the middle. So I'm like, is it lips? Is it a mouth? I'm not really sure. So anyway, I put red stamping blends on it and I cracked up laughing as soon as I'd done it. I only had her pants coloured and then the skin tone, which I'm not great at skin tone, but I put red lipstick and she looked like a clown. I cracked up laughing and I just could not continue colouring it. And I showed the girls and we just all had a big laugh. I'm probably sure it's gone behind the desk somewhere. But yeah, it was really funny. And I said, I'm definitely with the lounge. We teach lots of classes and things like that. But I said, stamping blends classes are not on me because I will have everyone colouring in clowns. You're barking up a storm. That's not good. I hope you feel better soon. Elijah's got a big cough as well, so it must be going around. Okay, I'm going to have my usual coffee. I actually haven't drunk much coffee today. So anyway, after all that debacle of talking about how bad I am at using stamping blends, I'm going to use stamping blends tonight. That's crazy, isn't it? Oh, Basil. Oh, poor Basil. I hope he's okay. So anyway, before I get into tonight's project, and I'm super organised, by the way. I've already written up the PDF and I've done the blog post. I just have to wait till this has gone live so I can share the link to the video. Probably why you have a headache. I wish I can tell the types of headaches I have, and this one is purely a cavernoma headache. I know the exact location of it, and it's a pain in the bottom. And I've already taken on my second immigrant for the week. I'm only allowed to have 3 a week. So anyway, so if you missed it, we went, and Mashwari, Rochelle, and I went live over on, well, it was actually this page, but we shared it over on the Stamping Lounge, which, by the way, if you have not seen the news, it went live this week, so I haven't spoken about it on a live yet. I shared a sneak peek last week, but I can share, I've got little cards. So for some reason, the focus is really out on this video, which is a bit annoying. I don't know if I tap it, if it gets better. But anyway, these are this is a little logo. So we have started an online membership. Like it's a bit of a, the streaming software is not working, so I can't share the back end. But the three of us have got, oh, there's a QR code. Come and visit us at the lounge. Anyway, it's a membership where we're doing classes. You can actually find it here. So if you go to the stampinglounge.com, you can jump on and have a look at what we're about. But basically we have a monthly class. We have a whole beginners course as well. We have resources you can download and print. And we have different lounges where you can learn different things. So we've got the technique lounge, we've got the product lounge, the color lounge, the sketch lounge, the party. We have a party lounge. I mean, who wouldn't want a party lounge? Come on. We also shared in the video today that we are going to have we're having a mini catalog launch. We will sell that separately on our business pages, so you can have access, or if you're a member and join, you can. That's part of your membership. So, and we do have a founding membership price on till Tuesday. So it's usually $24.95 a month. I've got a fuzzy head, so I hope I'm reeling off the right things. But it's usually $24.95 a month, but until Tuesday you can get it for $18.95 a month. That price is ongoing, so you will get it $18.95 a month until such time as if you cancel. So I had a lot of people ask that, whether that was just the first month price, but no, that is ongoing. Anyway, we did mystery stamping today, which was really fun. And by the way, Maheshwari, we had a good old laugh because Maheshwari had to really explain to Rochelle and I what mystery stamping was and the rules and things like that. And we took it too seriously, apparently, because we did the card and I honestly stuck to doing the cardstock base, this level here, level layer, and I did all these things. And I didn't add any other color scraps. I just stuck to my basic white scraps. And then when we were live, Maheshwari let us know that we could have used any color scraps we wanted, which I thought was funny, but it put me out of my comfort zone to try new things anyway. But then Maheshwari was like, you used stamping blends and everything. I'm like, yeah, I could not do that. So I used the new Reindeer Days suite, which will be in the mini catalog. So what are you doing? Both dogs have come to sit on my feet. Yes, so I used this new suite to create this fun card. It's just the envelope. And I literally stuck to, oh, you can see the Wink of Stella. I stuck to those layers. So I've got there was 3 layers and just the card base. So I did, this one's not cheating, Metro. This one, oh no, it does use dies. It did use dies, but this one was cut from the designer series paper. So yes, it was a little bit funny, and I made some matching insides, which were not part of the measurements, but you know me, I have to add an inside and a matching envelope. So they were fun, and I did hint that these will be the Reindeer Days suite. If you have actually checked out our website, you'll see a little hint at virtual retreats. We will be doing those, and the first one does feature the Reindeer Days suite. So they're going to be a lot of fun, and that's why I thought I'd sneak a peek. And these are my favourite embellishments. Oh, they're so pretty. They may or may not be in the virtual retreat. You just never know. So that was the fun that we had today. So I have been doing a lot of crafting. Anita, Thor, Loki, Anita says hello. Then they're in trouble because they've got muddy paws all through the house. They're not in my good books. So tonight I'm going to show you this fun card. I don't know if you've ever made one of these, but I hadn't made one until I did this one. It's called a shadow box card, and it's got all my favorite things. We've got ribbon, we've got glimmer paper, and Wink of Stella, and I just thought it was a lot of fun. No, Megan, well, yes, sort of on the new floors, but they went on the tiles. I can't wait till those tiles are gone. So hopefully in the next week, the tiles are all getting ripped up. So depending on what happens, I may have a week off, depending on what's happening with the tiles, because they're getting rid of a whole bit of tiles in our house, and it causes a lot of dust, and it's right outside the craft room. So I don't know yet, but fingers crossed, all the tiles are going, and we're going to have all of the new floors. Hey, Kim. Did you see our mystery stamping? It was fun. Kim Kim's on the artisan team, and you should check out. I wish I could screen share, but she has done an amazing card with the changing leaves. Yours was the gold one, wasn't it? Actually had wild wheat as well, like this card tonight. Okay, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to share the shadow box card. I have made, yeah, our timing's always off for somewhere in the world. That's why we've got a lot of pre-recorded stuff on the lounge. Anyway, I've made this card, and I have already converted the measurements to imperial as well. It's super easy though. Okay, I'm just going to bring up, because I do have the measurements in front of me, and I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Oh, I've got a hiccup somewhere. Okie doke. Okay, so I'm going to get started. I've pre-cut my 2 pieces for my card base. So you'll just need 2 individual pieces because we're going to stick them together. So for metric measurements, it's going to be a little bit smaller than what your normal card base would be. So this one here is 10.5 high by 14 wide, okay? And then for imperial, it would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so your normal size. Sometimes metric measurements can just be a bit annoying. So now this is the one I've pre-prepared, but I will do one with you. So you've got to do 2 exactly the same, but what will happen is they will be scored at 1.3. I hate trusting measurements when I've got a headache. I just feel like that's the prime time to make a mistake. But actually, I'm going to do it this way. So it's 1.3. And then 2.6, essentially getting 2 1.3 centimetre columns. Now for imperial, this will be 1/4 1/2 inch. And then we're going to go along to 11.4 and 12.7, which for imperial will be 5 and 5 1/4. Okay, so you should have bits like that. I think I was meant to actually get the scores nice. You can do it a different way, which is also helpful, and I will show that quickly. If I do 1.3, so that would be your 1.3, right? And then you flip it around and do your other 1.3. Okay. Then you flip the actual card over and do what were we at? 2.6. What this does is creates 2 nice mountain scores, but they're opposite sides. And what that's good for is when you go to fold it, we're actually going to fold back. Now, when you're scoring, you actually want to fold back on like the side where that little mountain pop-up score line is. You want to fold that over. So I'm just going to grab my bone folder and give that a nice score. And we'll do the same with this side. So we're going to fold back onto that mountain score line. And then what that does is gives you this piece that will have the 2 mountain score lines showing, which is good because you want to fold back onto that mountain score line like this. Okay. So you don't have to do that. You could do just do your normal score lines. It doesn't matter. But scoring that way, what it does is gives you less chance of cracking on your score. So this one here. Oh, thanks, Kim. Yes, this I'd never done it before. It was really fun. Okay, so this one here, I want to essentially do the same thing, but I have pre-done this bit ahead of time, but I'll show you in a second. So I'm just going to do the same score lines. Now, before I scored this piece, what I did was took and I think I actually popped them away, which was a bit silly, but this is the largest stylish shaped circle die. And what I did was I actually cut that right out of the center of one of those panels because that's going to create our window. So we don't need this circle. I just thought I'd pop it here to show you, but we don't need that circle. You can save that for another project. Okay, so these are our 2 pieces, which essentially are going to get adhered together to make our fun fold. And that is literally the whole fun fold mechanism. It's not very hard at all. Okay, so now to prep this, what I'm going to do is bring in a scrap piece of paper, and I want to grab some wild wheat ink, and I think I've moved everything today, honestly. I'm going to grab my little blending brush here, and I just liked adding a little bit of definition around the edge of that window piece. So I'm just going to go in and add a little bit of colour. I really love wild wheat as a nice autumn colour with these autumn sweets. It's really pretty. Now I'm just going to add some on the top here as well. You can even add some down those score lines to add a little bit of a distressed look if you want to. Okay. Now we want to add our next pieces in. So we're going to need a little scene behind for our girl to, or our lady, whatever you want to say, to be walking through. So I've chosen a different pattern, and these are from the, what's this one called? Splendid Autumn. So these ones are new to the new catalogue, and they feature a whole bunch of fun, pretty designs. I'm pretty sure I've shared these on a video. Look how pretty that one is. That's probably my fave. Actually, there is another one. I'll find it. It's gorgeous. This one here. That is stunning. So these are one of our scenery style sets of paper. And oh, there's a dog. Who am I stepping on? Loki. Right. There's always a dog at my feet. Okay, so now we can adhere this one down. I'm just going to grab, look, I'm cheating and not using my precision glue pen. Hey, Julie, how are you? Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this piece of pattern down. Now, the measurements for this will all be live tonight on a PDF, and I will pop it on the page and in the video description, because these are slightly different for Imperial as well, okay? So now what I can do is actually adhere this piece together. I just wanted to make sure that background piece was on before I adhered it together. Now I'm going to use some tear and tape, some nice strong adhesive, or you could use Stampin' Seal Plus, just something nice and strong. Okay. I love tear and tape. I'm not a Stampin' Seal person. I just don't go for my Stampin' Seal. And I'll let you in on a hint, on a secret. None of us Stamping Lounge girls like Stampin' Seal, which we thought was really funny, that we were all the same. Okay, so now I'm going to line this up. You could actually do this against a hard edge to get it perfect, but I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, then I'm just going to flatten it out and push it up against that edge. Okay, and that will give us our little piece like that. That's as easy as that is. Oh, hi, Nicole. And you're up early. Oh, thanks, Nicole. I actually love the scenery papers. If you check out my blog, I do have a few tutorials using different scenery papers. It's a lot of fun to use. Hey, Rochelle. I didn't go for a nap. I just took a headache pill, and it's still there. Okay, so now we've got that down. I'm going to stick... I love glimmer paper, so if you give me a chance to use glimmer, I will. And then I realised I got a random bruise. Like, I don't know where that is from. Totally off topic, but yeah, I can go for a nap. I took a headache pill and had noticed a bruise. Okay, so I've got these tiny little strips, and this is the peach pie glimmer. So it's peach pie. Well, I'm having a, hold on. I always get peach pie mixed up with peekaboo peach, and that's not even a current colour. Okay, so these little strips of glimmer, I think they're 1.1 centimetres by something, 10.3. So they're very tiny, but they add so much glam to this card. That is a dog paw bruise. I'm really like from them jumping and carrying on like pork chops, probably. I reckon that's what it would be. Okay, so now I'm going to just add, I might do the colouring next because, or should we get the back done? Let's get the back done quickly because it's super easy. Okay, so I've got a piece of basic white. Because we need somewhere to be able to write, I just added a really simple back to this. And I've got some, I think it was pumpkin pie I added. No, it was Cajun Praise. Can you tell my mind's everywhere from crafting a lot today? Okay, check out the glitter on my Cajun Craze pad. I don't know how it got there. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of Cajun Craze. Whoa, that's a lot of Cajun Craze. And then I'm going to use the leftover of my wild wheat off my blending brush. Being very rough with the blending tonight. And then I'm going to grab some copper clay. Yeah, copper clay Stampin' Wrap marker and do my spritzing. Okay. Now I normally would add more than this to a writing panel, but I figured that it needs to be nice and simple, because we don't want to look at the back of this card. We actually want to look at the front. So now I didn't measure this to see if it was right, because sometimes depending on where you score, no, that's pretty good. Okay. When you're adding a panel to a card, I definitely recommend placing it there before you adhere it all together, in case you need to make adjustments. Okay. So that is the back panel of the card done. How easy was that? Yeah, I love the glitter. It actually looks gold on this video, but it's definitely peach. Okay, so then we're going to do our colouring. So I showed you this lady at the start, but we're not using that lady. I've got, look at all the ladies I've done. I've done pumpkin lady, apple lady, and I've done 2 snow globe ladies, another apple lady. So I didn't even show you what stamp set it's from. This is, oh no, I did. This is the new stamp set coming out, and it's got some cute little sentiments. I didn't know which one to use for this particular card, but I ended up going with I would pick you over and over again, because I'm not sure, but I can't see myself saying, hey, pumpkin to somebody. I might, I don't know. I like the deck the halls with wreaths of holly. I think it's cute. So that one was the sentiment, or the stamp set, but I've actually stamped this little pumpkin girl and thought, oh my heck, I'm going to do some stamping blends with you, which is crazy because it's not something I'm 100% good at, but let's just do it. You've never noticed that set. I overlook stuff all the time, Nicole. There's stuff in that catalogue I probably wouldn't know what it was. Okay, so I'm going to do with a Rochelle tip, and I said when I was talking about skin tone, I said I really struggle with it, and we have so many options for skin tones. We have the light, medium deep blends that are designed as natural tone blends, but I really struggle and probably need to do a class in that. If you ever want to learn how to do stamping blends, go check out Matosu Crafts with Jay Soriano. He's very good at stamping blends. But yes, I've got a lot to learn when it comes to that. So let's just, I'm going to add a little bit of light petal pink just to the skin. So there's just the hand and her face. Oh, and there's a little ear. It's easy to miss that one. Oh, thanks, Megan. I'm nowhere near as good as Jay, but I don't know. I'm just not colouring with alcohol markers. I do have fun, don't get me wrong, but it's not something I am natural at by any means. I think also with skin tones is this, the colours look very dark when you first put them on. They do fade, so it's easy to think, oh no, I've made a mistake, and then it dries a bit and it tones down. Oh, hey Renee, how are you? Who has time to colour Jay? Oh my goodness, Megan. He does do amazing work. Now I can't remember what colour I did. Oh yes, I know. Okay, so I'm going to do for the little overalls. When I grew up, I told the girls that I talk too much, but I'm not going to stop. So when I grew up, we didn't call these overalls. We called them dungarees. And you have to tell me if you actually know what I'm talking about, because I feel like no one knows what dungarees are. Okay, so I've got light misty moonlight and dark misty moonlight and some dark night of navy. So I'm going to start with my light misty moonlight and just give them an overall colour. So yes, when we moved to Tasmania, the kids didn't know what we were talking about with some of the words we used, but I always grew up knowing these as dungarees. but I don't think I've really heard many people call them that. Oh, good. I'm not the only one then. I just feel like a lot of people have told me that they have no idea what dungarees are. We also called what they call here, they call them fruit boxes, and I grew up calling them poppers. Okay, so yep, just gonna make sure I've got all the bits. I like to give it a quick second to dry. Yes, it might be a Queensland thing, but Kim is definitely not from Queensland. She's not even from Australia, and she knows what a dungaree is. But then again, we are very English. Actually, to be honest, in Tasmania, they're probably more English than Queenslanders. Tasmanians are very English. Okay, now with my dark, misty moonlight. Tasmanians like to have their Sunday roast with their Yorkshire puddings pretty much. I feel like Tasmania is the most English place in Australia, I reckon. Okay. Just going to add a little bit of dark to some areas. And the thing I like about these kind of stamp sets is that you can sort of tell where you should add the dark. You've heard them call that, Nicole? Well, I mustn't be going crazy then. Now I'm going to come in and add a little bit of dark Night of Navies. This is the darkest colour, just into the areas I want to be darkest. So right into that little crevice. And then what I like to do is actually go back with my lightest colour and just blend it all out just a little bit. You don't want to saturate with colour, but just to get rid of any harsh lines. I never used to use my brush tip on my blends much, but now it's my go-to. I like the smooth application using the brush tip. Normally I would do any kind of colouring like this before the live, but I thought, you know what, sometimes people like to see a process. So I thought I'll colour in live. Okay, so that is, they look very dark, but that will lighten out a little bit, and I'm going to show you something in just a sec. So now I've got wild wheat to match with the card base, and I'm going to do wild wheat gumboots. I don't know if they're called if these are, I think they are gumboots. My dad's from New Zealand, and they call them Wellingtons. Your wellies. I have a very multicultural family, really, because my dad's from New Zealand and my mum is from England. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Okay, so now I'm just going to go back with my dark. Just add a bit of highlighting. So out of the Stamping Lounge, the resident blends master is Rochelle. She's very good at blending. I could sit there and watch her blend today. Okay. Go back and just blend those lines out. And if you lose a bit of the definition when you blend it out, you can just go back in, and I went out the lines then, but that's okay. Just add some more dark in. Now that that's had a second to sit, I'm going to grab my colour lifter and actually add a little bit of the colour lifter over the top of those dungarees, because it sort of gives them a weathered look, especially on the jeans. I just want to add a couple of spots that I've got, and it sort of looks like the light's hitting it then. So, and just because they're jeans, I think they look good with a bit of, what do you call it, a faded jeans, I'm not sure. Okay. Next up, we want to do her top, and I'm going to do some Moody Mauve. So I'm going to add my light Moody Mauve over her top. Have some coffee for a second. Now I'm going to go in. I didn't even check to see if I'm live in all the right places. Oh, yeah, I've got comments on YouTube, so I must be. Okay. Go in and add a little bit of the dark. Stamping out a heap of these images too on some basic white cardstock. Let them dry for a bit and have a colour. This is something I can take and do in front of the TV. I did have when I was colouring these ladies, I did have a picture of how many blends I had out on the table. And I sent it to Leanne. He's probably on here. But I had pretty much my whole blends collection out on the table. So I think I would have to take my whole blends collection out there. You call them gumboots. Very Australian. I swear there's another name for them. I can't remember. I heard it somewhere. Gumboots are all the fashion now with those merry people gumboots. Has anyone seen those? They're like $200 a pair or something. Okay, so I forgot to say I've got a hiccup. I added a bit of blackberry bliss up the top there just to create another colour. Galoshes. I swear there's it's very iconically Australian though. We come up with nicknames for everything. Okay, so there's her t-shirt done. Now let's quickly do some hair. I didn't know what colour to do, so I've grabbed out some 200 and 100. I can't remember which one's darker. That one's darker. Okay, so I'm going to do the base hair with the 200. I did colour, actually it was this pumpkin girl. She's got red hair. Hey Elaine. I don't know, if you go onto my blog, actually, there's a very old picture of me on my blog. I haven't updated it yet, but I do have bright red hair like that. And people got used to me with red hair for a couple of years. And then at one point, I had orange hair, a bit like the pumpkins. I look like a traffic cone. I went through some stages of different hair colours. So now I'm going to add a little bit of definition with my darker colour for my hair. I suppose it would be darker at the... Just go in, just a bit of dark, and then I'll give that a second. Just blend that out. Now, the thing left to do is the pumpkins. So I have grabbed a few colours here. I've got light pumpkin pie, dark peach pie, and dark pumpkin pie. And I think I also did add a little bit of Cajun craze, I'm pretty sure. But let's just experiment and see how we go. Julie, this is the stamp set here, and this one is in the new upcoming mini catalogue that will be live next month. Or if you're a demonstrator, you can pre-order it now. So if you're not a demonstrator, you can actually also join at the moment and add the new products to a starter kit. So it's always a great time. Well, it's always a great time to join anyway, but if you don't want to wait for these products and you want a discount, you can actually add any of these products to a starter kit. So if you're in Australia and that's something you would like to talk about, definitely give me a message, because joining is always a great thing because you get a nice discount. So this is the light pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to add some of that up the pumpkin. Actually, do all three pumpkins there. Adding that darker colour in. And then this one is the dark pumpkin pie. I might go with the bullet tip for this one, because I don't want to add as much colour. So Adam is on night shift tonight, and I've got Elijah here on my own. So I've told him to be a little bit quieter up there because he tends to talk to his friends on his headset and forget that forget the world's happening around him. He gets very loud in there. Okay, so I just want to add the tiniest touch of Cajun Craze, which really adds a little bit of extra definition to these pumpkins. Now I'm going to come back with my light, oh no, hold on, my dark peach, and just give that a bit of a blend. Only thing left to do is those stalks on the pumpkin, but I might just grab some dark crumb cake and just colour those in. So that is the girl done. So really quick and simple colouring, but this stamp set does not actually come with a die. So you do have to fussy cut it out if you're going to use them as images on their own. Otherwise you could stamp them onto something like a stitch shape and colour them in so that you don't have to fussy cut them out. But I wanted this girl to look like she's walking amongst that autumn scene. So I've decided to fussy cut. Now, when I fussy cut, I like to keep it pretty simple and just move the paper, not the scissors, curve around those lines. I like to cut bits off if I've got a fair bit of paper behind the scissors there. It's much easier the less you work with. And use the back of your blade on your scissors, and that will help you get better curve around your shape. So constantly just move those scissors so you're using the back of the blade. That way you don't get jagged edges. Once you've had a bit of practice fussy cutting, it's not as scary as you think. It's just time. It's more time, I think. And some people don't like to do those types of more time-consuming steps, but I actually find fussy cutting quite therapeutic, and people think I'm quite weird, but I enjoy it. Okay. So now I can feel that paper getting in the way, so I will just cut it off. And so when I watch other videos with stamping stuff, I actually see that wild wheat is quite a colour that people either love or hate. And I have to say that I'm on the side of loving wild wheat. I think that I will miss it when it's gone because it's a colour that I do gravitate towards quite a bit. So you'll have to let me know if you love wild wheat or not. So wild wheat is the colour I've used for the card base. And I remember a time when Lemon Lime Twist first came out and people thought it was a disgusting colour that looked like vomit, and then it became a favourite. It disappeared and everyone wanted it back. So I think wild wheat will be the same. Okay, so we're almost... You are weird. You don't think you've used wild wheat? You prefer fussy cutting over die cutting? Yeah, wow. I must have missed seeing this one. I'll have another look. I also you just placed your pre-order. But I will when this one, yeah. Oh, I'm glad. I've got lots of wild wheat lovers. Good, because it is gorgeous. Oh, you like Cajun Craze, Kim? I have actually used Cajun Craze on this card, and that's not a colour that I use at all with Cajun Craze. Okay, so we can stick our little woman on there. I'm just going to find some dimensionals. How many dimensionals do you think I can fit on this object? I need some skinny edges here to do her legs. I might need another sheet. What have we got in here? Oh, that would be hard, Jenny. I have a friend that has that issue and it makes it difficult. Okay. Elaine, I'm with you. Autumn colours are one of my faves too. I either like the regalish warm autumn colours or I love brights. So they're completely different, I know, but they're my two faves. See, Pretty Peacock is one of my favourite colours, and that's in the regals. If I had to choose, I would choose Summer Splash, Coastal Cabana, and Pretty Peacock as my faves. Okay, so we've got some dimensionals. Now I'm going to stick her like she's walking amongst that path in that seam there. So we're going to fill it in a little bit in a second because I have done some pre-die cutting of these leaves here. These are so cute, and these are from a different set. So these are from the Autumn Expressions dies, and they go along with the Splendid Autumn Suite. There's these two leaves in here that I thought would match well. So I have cut out 4 of each style. So I've cut these 2 out, which I haven't done yet, so I'll do those with you. So what I've got is my blending brush and some Cajun Craze. So I do use it if I really want to. You have that one coming Monday, Megan? Okay, so I'm just going to I literally add a little bit of Cajun Craze to my small blending brush, and I'm just adding some around the very top of my leaf. And what that does is makes it not look so flat. We've got a bit of definition there. Okay. It's that quick and simple. So they are die cut with pretty pumpkin pumpkin pie, and then I've gone around the edges with some Cajun Craze. So there, I've done 4 of each, but I may not need 4 of each. I'll see how I go. I've also brought in the woven leaves. These are gorgeous. Can you see those veins on the leaf? I have used some glue dots with these, and I'll just grab out a couple. That one's got, some of them are plain and some of them have veins on them. You'll be able to see. It's very hard to show on video because they're translucent with that meshy look. Okay, so I want to tie a bow though, so I'm going to bring in this other embellishment that is from the suite, and this is the Wild Wheat Rustic Striped Ribbon. It's unlike anything I have seen before. It's really, really cool. So what I'm going to do is actually wrap this, I'm going to pop it through the card. So I'm just going to pass that through. And then I like to tie it straight off the roll so that I know that I've got enough. I'm going to tie a bow. I probably have too much, but that's okay. Oops, I'm off camera. And Megan, there's no way I would be able to do this bit with a bow tie. Okay, so I'm just going to tie that bow and then just adjust those lengths there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut, yes, Jenny, this is Splendid Autumn as far as the paper, the leaves. So the only thing that's not Splendid Autumn basically is that girl. She's from a different stamp set. Okay, so then you can move this down if you've gone too far. I'm going to actually grab oh, really? You can't do it off the spool. See, I find it easier. You get less wastage. Okay. Now, what I thought was cool is actually cutting. You don't have to do this bit, but I cut up my ribbon so that it became like a bit rustic. You probably don't need to use massive scissors like this. I should get out my dangle scissors. Okay, these are my scissors from, oh goodness, quite a few on stages ago for Centre Stage, and this is my Maheshwari charm. It's on my special scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these ones. I reserve for ribbon, so I know that I haven't used them on paper. Do I risk the biscuit and chop that one? I just liked it. It came out like little strings. So now there's a bit of rusticness to it. Oh, thank you, Marnie. Okay. You can, if this is moving too much as well, add a glue dot. I've actually already done a fun fold card that's a bit different on the Stamping Lounge. So it's up there for members, and it's got the template and the tutorial to download on there, which was a lot of fun to make last week. Okay, so I've got my ribbon, and now I'm going to stamp my sentiments so that I can arrange it all around. So I've got a scrap of, I've got all kinds of things open dangerously on my table at the moment. I've got my scrap of crumb cake, and I'm just going to use one of the sentiments from the, oh goodness, You Warms My Heart set, which is the I Would Pick You over and over again. Jennifer, I will have a tutorial up tonight with the measurements. This is the early espresso. I've been trying to challenge myself to do sentiments not in black or heat embossed, because that is my go-to. So I think I'm doing well. Hey, Sue. Because I've been trying to not do everything the same and go out of my comfort zone. Okay, I'm just going to bring in the trimmer and trim down my sentiment a little bit. Oopsie. And do the same this side. So then I've got no nails. I need to grow some nails. How have you been going, Sue? How are the grandkids? Okay, I'm just going to chop the ends on a bit of an angle. And this is what's going to go in here. So maybe I should have had that bow up a little bit higher, but that's okay. We're going to work with it, because it's going to go in there, and then we're going to arrange the leaves. Yeah, Kate, see, I was the same. I just kept using either black on white cardstock or doing a white heat emboss on black cardstock was my go-to. So I've been trying my best to try new things. Okay, so I'm going to grab, just going to add a dot of glue. So this is the part where we're sort of making a frame of leaves. You don't want to get glue out onto that inner part, because that will stick your card or your shadow box flat. So you want to make sure that you're adding these leaves where the adhesive isn't going to impact that 3D design. So I like to put the sentiment there, oopsie, and work out where that's going to sit, and then press it down. I hope you guys cannot hear my son. He is so loud. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, they won the grand final. That's awesome. I'm glad Bub's doing well. Now I might pop one a little bit higher up here. You could use glue dots for this as well. Glue can be very messy. Says she, who's getting glue all over her fingers. Right. I might try that and see how I go. I'm going to grab in my, oh, I'm glad that you can't hear him, Marnie, because he's very, very loud. So I've got a 10-year-old son, if you don't watch me all the time. He's playing, I think it's Fortnite, that game, honestly. He's playing it with his friends, and they're very, very loud when they play it. Always telling them to be a little bit quieter. Okay. You just made another, oh, I don't do what I'm doing. I just realized I need to take that one off, because that is going to stick the card. Okay, that's all good. You don't want to stick the dimensionals up where it's going to touch the inside circle of the card. So make sure that you only add them down the bottom here, okay? That way it's not going to stick. Now, a couple of these other leaves. I forgot the important part. I'm going to add some of these woven leaves in. And to do that, I'm going to add a glue dot. There's probably easier ways to layer little bundles of things like this, but this is generally how I do it. You can't hear Elijah. And then, oh, you can hear him. I was going to say he's being very loud. And I went in there just before I went live and I said, Elijah, Mummy's going live again. Can you please be quiet? Yeah, sure, Mum. Absolutely. Okay. Hey, he's usually out in the lounge room, which is just outside this door. But because the flooring is still in the process of all the gaming stuff has been moved into the man cave, which is where it should be really, but the boys both game, so they have separate areas. We have a woman cave and a boy cave. Not that that sounds a bit sexist, actually. We have a craft cave and a gaming cave. Okay, so I've added my woven gold leaves in. So they're just tucked into that little cluster. Oh, I can't wait to see, Christine. They are very delicate. I think they would look really cool on a scrapbook page as well. Okay, so I'm going to add a little cluster up here too. So to be honest, that was not fun playing with glue. I reckon that I'm going to finish this roll in a second because that's looking very empty. Just get these glue dots and stick. I'm glad for the girls last night because I asked them, I had the leaves facing the other way and it just, you know when you sit and look at a card and just think something's not right? And they helped me come to the conclusion I needed to move the leaves, which was just what the card needed. Okay. How many glue dots do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Okay, now these little dots come as part of the suite as well. They're called the faux glass dots, and it's hard to describe them. They've just got a very frosty look to them. They're really, really cool. I wonder if it would be easier to use. I have about 8 take your pick tools, I will say, and I think I do have 8. And I don't often use the putty end. It's really odd. Okay, so I'm just gonna, and it's good for stuff like this, for applying the card's makeup, i.e. embellishments. They're not finished without their makeup. Okay, give that a twist. Just adding a few of those. I think I need to add a dot of glue so that this doesn't move around too much. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten the Wink of Stella. I did forget though, I was actually going to spritz the back of this card with some, and I think it is in the instructions, but I think it might be a bit too late. If I cover that up, it might not be. But I did spritz it with a little bit of Wink of Stella. Not Wink of Stella, wild wheat, just to give it a bit of rusticness. But I would do that before you did all that. But you know me, I get talking and I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few of these around the place. I feel like I need another one up here somewhere. I might stop there. Okay. And then what have we got left? I've got to add the Wink of Stella, and can you believe I've made a giant mess and I can't find it? But you know, that's really not unusual for me. I know it's sitting here somewhere. Oh my goodness, it's actually put away. Husband, 2 sons, 2 male dogs, and me. Megan, I'm the only female in this house. The dogs are both boys, and the other 2 are boys. So Loki just made a noise under the desk. He's agreeing. Oh goodness, that's a bit violent with the card. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think that's the card actually done. Have things when they get out of here. You are the queen. Oh, I wish. I might actually add some Wink of Stella onto the back just for some extra sparkle. So that's how easy the shadow box card is. It's super lose things, not have things. Yes. So yeah, it's not that chunky, and also it goes flat. So this will fit into a normal sized envelope. I'll just grab one out. I didn't check this, but I'm assuming it fits into a normal size envelope. Yes, look at that. Perfect. You can make your pretty matching envelope, and they can pop it out and just squeeze it like that, and it becomes a little display piece. How cute is that? So this would look adorable. I made this little girl here with the green dungarees, and I thought that would look cute as well. But there's some different ones. Like you could have a little lady with her apples in the orchard. This one here is more of a Christmassy themed one with the snow globe. And I did some different hairstyles. So I was I find blonde hard to do, but I tried to do blonde for this lady. Then I did some brown, and this is more of I don't know, what would you call this hair color? I don't really know. It's more like a in-between, not sure. It's not blonde, but it's not brown. I really do have all the hair colors, don't I? I've even got red. Should I do purple? So yeah, that is the card, and I had a lot of fun making it. Highlights, yes. See, I used to go to town with all that hair stuff, and it used to cost me a bomb. When I had my hair color like this, it was $200 every 6 weeks, or every 4 weeks to 6 weeks. It was crazy expensive, the upkeep on hair, and I have not had my hair done. Oh, I reckon it's going on 2 years now. I haven't even had it cut in 2 years. Okie dokie. Well, thank you for coming along and crafting with me. I'm actually going to go to bed, because that's how I'm feeling tonight after a big day of crafting. But I did have a lot of fun. Balayage, isn't it? I will have to have a go at more fun folds, and I love the shadow box cards, but have never tried them. They are so super easy. You just need 2 equal measurements either side on both pieces, and like they need to be wide enough that you've got some enough to fit some tape. But yes, I do have the measurements, and they will go up tonight, and along with the imperial measurements. And Megan, I reckon I already have Grays. So don't forget, I do have a super cool fun fold. It's already up on the lounge. If you didn't catch me at the start, I was talking about the Stampin' Lounge. The founding membership offer ends on Tuesday. These were the mystery cards. This PDF for the mystery card that I made is actually up on the lounge. That's only for members, and you can download the PDF. It's already up there. If you want to check out the other cards that Mashwari and Rochelle made, you can go check those out. It's at this website. You'll see that the latest blog post has links to their blog posts as well. This is the August host code if you want to shop and earn some freebies. There's 15% off Designer Series paper this month that ends soon. And if you use that host code, you get a free gift and a card and tutorial from me. So yeah, don't forget to go check out the lounge. There's lots of stuff up there. We're really excited, and that special ends Tuesday. So it will end before I come and join you next week, which is next week, September. I'm out of whack with dates at the moment, but I feel like the next time I see you, the next time I see you will be the last day of August. Crazy, crazy stuff. I can't believe we're about to be in September. That's just crazy. So I will, oopsie. Oh goodness, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. You're loving the lounge. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Kim's a member of the lounge, so she gets to peek on the inside, embrace the greys. You know what you're doing tomorrow? That's awesome. Well, thank you all, and I will pop these up tonight. Otherwise, I will join you all next Saturday, and I can't wait. Look how dirty my coffee cup looks. Oh, where's my finger? There. It's just all the chocolate stuff I put on top. So awesome. Have an amazing week, guys. I will catch you all soon, and thanks for joining. Mwah.